Hey guys, welcome back to Space Unit. My name is Zara and this is my third video about Wizz Air. If you remember, in the first one I shared my story about how I was selected for the cabin crew role back in June and what to expect from the interview process. In the second one, we delved into the pros and cons of working for this airline, and I was up to minds whether to accept the offer or not. But today everything became crystal clear. I've made my decision to decline their offer to start my trainings in Budapest this September. I know some of you may be grappling with a similar dilemma when it comes to deciding whether it is worth joining Wizz Air or not. So this is why I made this video, and guys, before we dive into the details, I would like to remind you that this is just my personal take. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I would like you to make up your own mind. So please stick around if you want to know my reasons and why I didn't choose Wizz Air. First of all, regardless of where your cabin crew training will be assigned and in which country you will be based, you will need to take your exams in Budapest. And if you are not from Europe like me, you have to apply for a visa on your own and arrange everything by yourself. So since I live in Georgia, to apply for a Hungarian visa, I have to travel to Kazakhstan and provide a complete set of documents proving that I have a sufficient amount of money for the trip. So basically, I need to show in my bank account that I have approximately 150 euros per each day in Budapest. And even if the company provides tickets to Budapest, accommodation with breakfast and transportation, considering that my training is supposed to last for 6 weeks, I will still need to have a couple of thousand euros in my bank account. Without it, I won't be issued the visa. But the good part of it that during the training I could receive a basic salary. However, I anticipate that it would only cover my food expenses. Additionally, I have to buy tickets to Kazakhstan, I have to pay for the visa, and I have to purchase the medical insurance for the trip. Of course, it makes sense that I have to cover all these expenses on my own, but at this moment, I'm just not ready to invest in this job. And by the end of this video, you will understand why. The second reason is that I need to provide criminal records from each country in which I have lived for more than 6 months during the last 5 years. For me, these countries are Qatar, Kazakhstan, and Georgia. I did some research, and to obtain my criminal record from Qatar, I have to contact the Qatari embassy in Kazakhstan and go through various procedures like fingerprinting and fill out several forms. Personally, I dislike dealing with this kind of bureaucracy, so maybe for a super motivated person it won't be a problem at all, but I feel like it's too complicated for me. The third reason is that I have to undergo an aeromedical check on my own and cover the expenses for it. According to the medical centers recommended by the company, most of them are located in Europe, and even in Kazakhstan, I anticipate it will cost no less than $500. Perhaps I'm a bit spoiled, but I can compare it with other airlines. For instance, with Qatar Airways, they provided us with everything and even organized transportation to the medical center. So for me, this is another obstacle, maybe because I'm a struggling freelancer, but anyway, I share this information with you so you will know what to expect from your onboarding process. Another reason is the size of the salary. In my Wizz Air playlist, I discuss it in more details for the Kutaisi base, so I will not repeat it here. I'll just mention that approximately 50% of my salary would go towards rent in Kutaisi, 30% for food, and only 20% would remain for my personal expenses like gym or language courses. So currently I earn approximately the same amount of money as a possible cabin crew salary in the Kutaisi base, and I'm already struggling with it. So if I were to sign the contract, it means I would have to maintain the same standard of living for the next 18 months. And here is the main reason for my rejection decision. If I resign within 1 year of employment, I have to pay a training bond of 4,000 euros. And if I resign after completing 1 year, it's still 2,000 euros. They also mentioned that it can be paid proportionally. However, for me, it's still a significant amount of money. And I'm simply not that kind of person who can tolerate something that I don't like. So let's consider a scenario: what if I don't adjust to life in Kutaisi? According to this contract, if they will not be able to offer me another base, I would have to either work under the unfavorable conditions or resign and pay this money. I understand that it's fair to compensate for expenses they had on training me. However, when I left Qatar Airways, I resigned myself after a year and a few months of flying, and my training bond was only $700. And in Air Astana, where my training was held in Frankfurt, I paid a little over $1,000. And by the way, my contract there was for 3 years, and I resigned after just 5 months of flying. So I can compare these bills based on my personal experience. And if we consider that in Wizz Air I have to take care about my medical check and visa on my own, I think 4,000 euros it's quite a lot. For me, I mean, I cannot afford this amount, and it's too risky for me to sign this kind of contract. That is why it's my turn to say, after careful consideration, I regret to inform you that I'm not ready to join your airline as cabin crew. Maybe if you offer me a higher salary and better working conditions, I will change my mind. But for now, unfortunately, no. It may seem that I've only highlighted the negative aspects of the job, but that's the focus of this video. Lately, within just a week, I got several messages from my subscribers who received cabin crew job offers from Wizz Air. By the way, one of them has read my book Cabin Crew Solutions, and I was his advisor during the interview preparation. I'm so happy for them, guys. Great job, well done. I'm so proud of you. I still believe that Wizz Air has strong benefits, especially for non-experienced fresh graduates. I consider this airline is the easiest to join, even though they have a tough role-play task, but it's still manageable, trust me. If you want to get an idea of what task recruiters might give during the role-play stage, you can just read the table of contents of my book. The link will be in the description. As for me, I will continue to work on improving my English skills. Currently, I'm taking classes on Italki at affordable prices, around $12 per lesson, because I also have decided to prepare myself for my last attempts with Emirates and Etihad. And if you click the link below and take a lesson on Italki, they will give you $10 to your Italki wallet for your next lesson. It's a nice deal. There is no package you can pay per lesson. Give it a try. You will like it. Regarding Emirates, I've scheduled my last assessment for November. For fresh updates, subscribe if you want to be the first to hear about it. And as for Etihad, my application is still in progress after submitting the video introduction. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you for staying with me. I'll see you in another video and hopefully in a week. Bye bye.